Look, I get it. You just closed a major case. And things with your mother are complicated. And hey, you found the swordsman, and believe me, we are grateful and in no position to ask for a favor. But there's a killer taking us out one by one, so we need Cassandra Killjoy to get back to work.
Even extraordinary cartoons can have extraordinarily bad episodes, and when that happens, you get InepToons, the 1996 Incredible Hulk cartoon, part of what still remains the most successful era of Marvel animation. And like X-Men and Spider-Man before it, this too was a high-quality show, whose first season is considered by many, including yours truly, as the best adaptation of the Incredible Hulk thus far. The second season though, well, that's another story. So what went wrong? Well, I can summarize that with just 3 letters. UPN. Basically, UPN picked up the series without knowing what they had, as the network executive that they put in charge of the show would give the creators notes like, "Can you please make the characters look more fashionable? They are the stars of the show. They should look like they just stepped out of a shop on Rodeo Drive." Suffice it to say, the constant clashing between the creative team and the clueless simps at UPN led to the entire production crew quitting or being fired. So a whole new crew was brought in to finish the series. The show was then rebranded The Incredible Hulk and She-Hulk. Yeah, that rolls right off the tongue. Way too much of the focus was given to the Jade Giantess, and one of the worst seasons of television ever made was produced. So yes, in a season that contains nothing but bad episodes, somehow, someway, Fashion Warriors is still the worst one. And thus, without further ado, fanboys and fangirls from The Incredible Hulk 1996, this is Fashion Warriors. So our episode opens with a charity fashion show benefiting the children's charity group. But this particular fashion show will not feature any actual models. No. That would be silly and boring. This fashion show will star women of power. And by the show's definition, these are ladies who have high standing in their chosen professions. CEOs, entrepreneurs, etc. And before some knucklehead starts typing away in the comments section about the improbability of these ladies having the general physique and appearance of your stereotypical models, I would like to remind you that this is a universe where your average scientist is built like a pro wrestler. So please be quiet. Thus, we cut to the red carpet, where we get a massive exposition dump from one of the reporters covering the event, which she caps off by revealing that the fashion show will be headlined by a very special guest model. Gee, I wonder who it could be. Anyway, we then cut to a quick montage of celebrities walking the red carpet, which include the legendary Lou Ferrigno, who both played the Hulk in the original live-action TV series from the 70s, as well as voiced the Green Goliath in this show. This is followed up by cameos from the other members of the voice cast, including Cree Summer, who voices She-Hulk and also made her MCU debut very recently on Ironheart, Matt Frewer, who plays the leader, Mark Hamill, who voices Gargoyle, Kathy Ireland, who plays the Ogress, and the late great Luke Perry, who voiced Rick Jones. I have to admit, that is pretty cool. But that is where the coolness ends, because a limo pulls up with the mystery model, who turns out to be none other than She-Hulk. What? No! The character that the bulk of Season 2 focuses on? No way! Furthermore, Jen elected to bring Bruce Banner with her. But Bruce is a wanted man. General Ross and the Hulkbusters are after him. Why would he do this? Well, as it turns out, She-Hulk brought him along because Betty Ross, his girlfriend, is one of the women of power featured on the fashion show.
What? And miss his expression when you come kicking it down that catwalk? No way. Yeah, and won't he be surprised?
Yes, that's totally worth the risk of being arrested or captured and spending the rest of your natural life being experimented on. I think this is a really good moment to point out that this woman is a lawyer. Anywho, the plot thins as the leader arrives. And what could one of the most intelligent villains in the Marvel Universe be doing at a charity fashion show? Well, you see, the leader is broke. And instead of robbing Fort Knox or the Federal Reserve or digitally siphoning funds from multiple corporations into a secret overseas account, he plans to hold the charity event hostage for a measly $1 million.
So he's an idiot.
Yeah, pretty much. Also, out of all the star-studded events that he could hold hostage, he chose one benefiting a children's charity. He's not just stupid, he's a stupid douchebag. But I digress. The leader's forces, comprised of the Gamma Warriors, Abomination, and Ogress, descend on the building, quickly taking out the guards and taking over the security room, where the leader's mini-me, Gargoyle, takes full control of the security system. But Ogress seems to be feeling some trepidation over the operation. And no, her doubts don't stem from the fact that they are stealing from children.
How come nobody asked me to model?
Okay, I have to admit that this is pretty hilarious if you're aware of the inside joke. You see, as I established earlier, Ogress is played by Kathy Ireland, a real-life professional model. So, the only character who is played by the only woman in the cast who is a model was not asked to be a model in the fashion show. Come on, that's just funny. The fashion show officially kicks off with two male models dressed like agents J and K from Men in Black who shoot down a flying saucer that then crashes on the stage, opens, and the models begin to emerge from it to walk the runway. Wow, just wow. This is how you kick off a show. And thus, we meet our models, aka the women of power. We have Mariah, a NASA engineer, Risty, a computer CEO, and Jay, a martial arts champion. Oh, and let's not forget Gamma expert and nuclear physicist, Dr. Betty Ross. Alright, now let's see Bruce's big reaction to seeing Betty walk the runway.
Betty Ross. Betty?
Yep. Totally worth risking your life and your freedom for. And last but not least, our mystery model, defense attorney specializing in superhuman law, Jennifer Walters, aka She-Hulk, who strikes her iconic pose holding the scales of justice. Noise! Meanwhile, Gargoyle sees She-Hulk and instantly reminds the audience of his extremely creepy crush on the Jade Giantess.
What? Oh, be still my twisted heart.
Well, that makes me want to put on a sweater. Man, I could really use a distraction from the voyeurism and the creepy stalker subplot. And there she is.
Dennis Rodman, eat your heart out.
Man, Ogress. Now that's a reference that's dated. Hell, it's so dated, it's carbon dated. Suffice it to say, Ogress's surprise guest spot in the fashion show alerts everyone to the leader's presence. So our nefarious nincompoop has no choice but to spring his trap early, trapping everyone inside the venue with the building's own security system, and then pumps sleeping gas through the ventilation system, making everyone go night-night. She-Hulk and Betty run into the dressing room, while Bruce allows himself to lose control and turn into the Hulk, who immediately succumbs to the effects of the gas and falls asleep. And that's it for the Hulk for the episode, folks, as he spends 85% of the episode napping like he's sitting through a screening of the Eternals. Oh! The leader's goons start collecting all the sleeping hostages, which now, much to the leader's delight, include the Hulk. Meanwhile, back in the dressing room, She-Hulk and— wait a minute! Why aren't they asleep? Did the building's ventilation system not include the dressing room? What? But no time to ponder this any further, as Gargoyle abandons his post to stalk She-Hulk. Ew. Ogress, would you mind?
Looky how it stretches.
Oh, girl, you crazy. Luckily, She-Hulk and Betty lead the remaining models out of the dressing room via the laundry chute. The ladies then reconvene in the basement, where Risty uses her frickety-fresh 1990s hacksaw skills to hack the security cameras and see what the bad guys are up to. Remember, Risty, swordfish. The password is always swordfish. Here, our heroines see the leader's crew putting the hostages in a room with an explosive device and lock the Hulk in a special custom-made containment unit. So now it's up to She-Hulk to save the day, and...
Not to mention this fashion warrior.
Wait, what?
Make that warriors.
Hold on.
Time to kick butt.
But you're not...
Rage on, fashion warriors!
What the hell just happened? And I know the exact question that is running through all your heads. Erod, is there an all-female team that call themselves the Fashion Warriors in the comics? No! Absolutely not! Ugh. So, our new team decide to divide and conquer. Mariah, Risty, and Jade will head to the utilities room and cut off the power, so the leader will lose control of the building's security systems, while She-Hulk and Betty will climb up the elevator shaft to deal with the leader directly. Jade keeps their efforts secret by taking out all the security cameras with her high heels like she's American made. I cannot make this up.
I let him have it with both of my shoes, and he still kept coming.
The leader notices all the faulty cameras, so he sends Ogress to check it out. And via extreme coincidence, she takes the exact same elevator whose shaft She-Hulk and Betty are currently climbing. So, what is the Green Glamazon to do? She looks at the laws of physics and tells them to go f*** themselves.
Hang on, this is a round trip.
There are so many reasons why that shouldn't have worked.
Drones are sent to investigate the utilities room, but they are slickety-sliced by a digital cowgirl who knows how to kick some gigabutt. Swordfish.
What just happened?
The fashion warriors, that's what.
Stop trying to make the Fashion Warriors happen. It's not going to happen. She-Hulk defeats Ogress by giving her the shaft. Good night, everybody. And Mariah cuts out the power and ruins the leader's plans by throwing a monkey wrench into the works. Get it? But this doesn't just cut off the power for the security systems, it also shuts down the containment unit housing the Hulk. So the Green Goliath finally wakes up, with just 3 minutes left on the episode. So our heroes assemble on the roof of the building, where the leader and his minions are trying to make their escape. Here we get 10 seconds of the Hulk kicking ass, yay, until the leader interjects with a moral dilemma. The bomb he set in the room with the hostages only has 30 seconds left, so our heroes can either stop him or save the hostages. No, there are 2 superheroes present. They can do both. Oh, never mind. So Hulk breaks into the hostage room and disposes of the bomb, because that's what heroes do. And the day is saved. And so our episode ends, with She-Hulk threatening to publish a book that details the events that transpired that evening. Please don't. Bruce doing his namesake proud and getting himself some sugar, baby. And with the leader and his minions stuck at the bottom of the ocean because they ran out of gas. Yup. That's how broke the leader is. He only bought enough gas to get them to the event. Okay, 2 things. Number 1, the leader's submergible hover ship runs on gasoline? What? And number 2, this, believe it or not, is the last time in the series where we see the leader, Gargoyle, Abomination, Ogress, and the Gamma Warriors. So it's fair to assume that they died at the bottom of the ocean. Probably from oxygen deprivation. You know, the best way that I can describe this episode is, imagine Die Hard, but if Die Hard was really, really bad. But this is a very special level of bad. This is train wreck bad, where you know you should look away, but you just can't. Cause this episode is so odd and so out of place with the rest of the series, you just end up being entranced by it. Do I recommend it? Absolutely not. My suggestion to you is to not be like me. Once you finish watching season 1, stop. Stop right there and find something more constructive to do. Read a book, or maybe balance your checkbook, or maybe sit there comfortably watching paint dry. Because as boring as that might seem, it will still be more constructive than watching this freaking episode. You have been warned. Next time on InepTToons.
It can talk! Yeah, and it's mean! Let's chuck it!
No!